Guys, already shook some bees in here. Double checking for the queen. Get my half cup. It's going to be barely a half cup, but they're running and spreading all over. Nah, this ain't even going to be a half cup. Nah, ain't going to work. Well, hello there, folks. This is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike, and I do bees. Welcome back to my bee yard here in southeast Louisiana. As always, folks, I'm just doing a vlog here today. Not a how-to video. Not trying to sit there and go out here and show you how to keep bees and how to do what we're going to do today. Just showing you how I do it. So many ways out there to do things. So many different operations and goals in the beekeeping world. So mine is just simply a hobby beekeeper. Anywhere from 30 to 50 hives at any given season, depending how ambitious I feel and how much honey there might be left for sales. So yeah, anyway, a season to season hobby beekeeper, I guess you'd call me. But anyway, just wanted to be sure you knew it's simply a how I do video. This is how I do it. This is what I do in my bee yard, and it's been pretty successful for me. I try new things each year. Different approaches sometimes. Some years I stay exactly the same. Just depends, really. You know, you hear Greg Burns talk about it, and we talked about it in Alabama when we were all visiting together with Bruce, Jenny, and we were talking about absolutes, and there's just, you can count on one hand absolutes, really. I guess there may be more, but in the end, there's so many variables in it, and that's kind of what we're doing today, is checking one of the variables on mite treatments. That's what we're going to do. It is the 20th of August. Meaning it's 14 days after we did our hop guard treatments in this yard. My other yard I did on the following week, so they got another 7 days. And today, all I'm going to do for the video is go through and check and see if we can see some sort of knockdown on the mites from the hop guard, see if it did or was effective. That's it. That's all I'm really going to do on the video. What I'm going to do in the yard today, though, is reapply some strips. So in summary, with what we did with this hop guard and why I'm using it, I have been reading an American Bee Journal. Each month I read Randy Oliver's column where he does different tests, different experiments with different treatments, different explanations for mites, all kinds of different things he's talking about with the mites. It's not always about treatments, but 90% of it in the last 8-9 months has been about treatments. So anyway, I've been reading about hop guard, and lo and behold, I had seen the next week it was actually on sale. And I was like, well, you know what? I read his experiment, and he did a good knockdown. He said it was a pretty sufficient summer treatment, and that's our issue down here, is the heat is so intense in the summertime when it's time to get the treatments on. And I just wanted to try something different, strips wise, instead of just oxalic acid, which I use all the time. I've used oxalic acid, actually, confession here, confession here, confession here, well before it was approved at all in the hives, with or without supers. I got an outlaw wand that I used years ago, and I would go through every summer by September 1st or right at September 1st, and I would hit them with at least 4 doses every 5 to 7 days, and I did that every year, and I had good results with that. But it's a lot of work, it's a lot of setup, takedown, and the more hives you have. So I said this year I wanted to use strips. Read the study, said, wow, let me try the hop guard, because when I caught it on sale, I was looking in the market for strips. I caught it on sale and said, I just read something about it, let me try it. Only thing is Randy Oliver did say the best results were after 14 days, putting a second treatment on for another 14 days. When I get the hop guard in finally, it says, hey, if you need more knockdown after 14 days, put a second treatment in. Well, I bought 1 treatment. And you know, if it had been a product that might have been, that I hear a lot more about, maybe I would have bought a second treatment. But you're talking about $500 for a hobby beekeeper for something you're not sure about to do a second treatment. So split that in half, and that's what I paid, which is about going rate these days anyway for treatments. So I didn't really want to invest a ton of money in it. I was just going to do some mite counts and see what we got, see if it was very effective, and go from there. That's kind of how my train of thought went with it. So that's what I'm going to do today, is see if it's knocking anything down. If we've got, you know, a lot of mites still in the colony, we got a problem. I guess then what I'll do is I will go back with OA and just start blasting them. if the mite count is acceptable, and by the way, all of them were below threshold for what our apiary inspector says. We were good on that, but you want them lower than, just because it's their threshold doesn't mean it's my threshold. But if they're acceptable today, the plan is to go back around December and do 2 good blasts of OA, and then we'll roll on into spring next year. Shouldn't be a whole bunch to do. Just going to do really 2 checks: the hop guard and the one apiguard. The third one I had done last week, I put hop guard on that, and it only had 1 mite. I'm going to say, look, if it worked over here, it's working over there. 1 mite, we're good. That's what I'm thinking. Hi guys, I've already been out here. What I'm doing right now is going through and I'm just opening the lids. I was pulling strips. If I see the strips, I pull them on the top and I'm just putting 1 fresh one back in. Oh, the bees are already fired up out here. They don't like the camera. I've had to tape my sleeves because they don't like this hop guard at all. But anyway, all I'm doing is throwing a fresh strip in. That's 1/4 of the dose, but it's all I got left. Better than nothing. I'm going to try this frame here. I walked away so I could get some of the bees off the camera. And what we're going to do is shake this one. This is from the colony we treated. We're going to see what hop guard did. I got to hurry up and close it though. They're feisty because of robbing. It's just that time of year. Let's get this thing shook out and we'll go over it. Guys, I already shook some bees in here. Double checking for the queen. Get my 1/2 cup. It's going to be barely a 1/2 cup. But they're running and spreading all over. Nah, this ain't even going to be a 1/2 cup. Nah, ain't going to work. So interestingly enough, this colony that we did last time, I'm in it now and they appear to be queenless. They're runny. I can't get enough to shake. Basically, I'm going to do 1/2 cup. I mean a 1/4 cup, which will be 100 bees. I'm going to still check them. I want to see if it worked, but I also want to know what killed the queen. Was it this stuff? I don't know. Shouldn't have. There were no cells in this thing at all, so I don't know. It did shut her down around the strips, but there's some pretty young larvae, and it's only been 14 days, so I don't know, guys. But I'm going to get another 1/2 scoop, and we're going to rinse those. The bees are very, very irritated, more so than any of the other colonies I opened. I saw very, very young larvae, but no eggs. That's alarming. The bees are very flighty, where I couldn't get them to stay in the tub. Something was amiss. They're not right. So I'm gonna shake these. I'm gonna wash them. We're gonna see where we're at. I had to stop. It started raining. Just started raining again. So I went ahead and treated all the other hives with the leftover strip per hive that I had. So basically I went through and put 1. Some of them had 2 if they were large. I had a few strips, not enough to do a full treatment. So basically I put a 1/4 dose back on everybody. Everybody that had it, not the apiguard ones. And I'm not going to keep the stuff over winter. So, why not? Why not go ahead and give that 1 strip back? I'm not going to save it. See if it does anything. But let's see what this one holds. Alrighty folks, after multiple tries, that hive, that colony looked wrong. I went back in and saw eggs. That's good. But what I did not see was normal activity. They were just everywhere, runny. You shake bees off of a brood frame and they weren't covering the brood frames really well either. And they'll normally stay, 1/2 of them will stay in that pan. I could not keep 1/2 of them in the pan. Couldn't keep hardly any of them in there. So I pulled off a good one finally and got 1/4 of a cup. I said, well, that'd be good. That'll give us at least, then we'll just do it by 100, which is, the threshold is 3, no problem. But you don't get a big group of bees. Well, then I found another frame and I was able to shake a bunch of bees off of that, and I got those in there. So I ended up getting another 1/4 cup. So I got a 1/2 cup of bees, and I gotta say, I'm not so sure I'm pleased with the results. But the results on this are a little concerning. Now, I didn't do it for the 2nd dose. I did put 1 more strip back in like I did everybody else, but I didn't do the 2nd dose. So is it worth the money if I can get the same amount of strips of Apivar and get 1 big pop across the board? Or, a bucket of Apiguard or a bunch of packs of Apiguard and get a better kill for the same price. Because if I'm having to spend double on Hop Guard to get that second dose in there, what am I really doing? I can do just as good with oxalic acid, which I have. I've done that in the years. Now I have to do 4 and 5 treatments through the heat in the summer and all, and it's a pain, but I get a good knockdown. This, I didn't get that great of a knockdown. Let me show you what I got. I hope you can see it, but there are 3 mites in there. Now, there's other pieces of debris, but I carefully looked over. I had to come out of the rain. It started raining on me, but you can see there's 3 mites. That is a 1% infestation. 1%. Not over the threshold. That's a low threshold. That's, you know, 1 mite for every 100 bees. Because we got 3 mites. We had 6, so we cut it in half. But I do see that the infestation was cut in half. Maybe the other strip will help with something. But it doesn't give me a real cozy, warm feeling. I'd rather cut it down. Not even if they're not cut all the way down to 0, I would have liked to seen 1 mite maybe. I would have liked to seen it cut down by 2/3 to 3/4, you know, or 3/4 to 2/3 or whatever. That's what I'd like to seen it cut back to, but not to be. So that has me wondering, where are we at? You know, where are we at with the rest of them? I don't know. I'm gonna watch them, and I might hit them a little early with oxalic acid and then hit them again in the winter. So for me, I'm not gonna say that I would use Hop Guard again, because I would have had to buy double the strips. Because if I put another dose in, I'll be fine. But those bees are acting funky. Anywhere where those strips were, they're not even covering any of the brood that's next to the strips or anything. It's a really strange configuration in that colony. And I don't know if it's the strips that did it. I don't know where the queen was. I didn't see her. I'm gonna check in there, make sure she isn't in there. But so I don't know. Something else I don't like about the Hop Guard was when I put it in, last week I put them in the other colonies in town. I put some in and I said, oh, let me move that in some more. When I pulled it out, and I did it slow, there were bees just gobbed up in that goo, and they die in that goo. What if there's a queen in that goo? You know what I mean? Didn't like that part of it. So there's more things I don't like about Hop Guard. Probably almost everything I don't like about it. The mess, which the little Rubbermaid container fixed that. The smell's awful, but you can get over that. We're looking at a knockdown of about half on that colony. Don't like that, which means I would have to do a double dose. So that means the expense, I'm gonna be honest, what I paid for 4, 5, 6 packs, I think, was $250. It's 24 per pack. I would have had to buy 12 packs. I could have got that bulk pack for a little less, but still, it's pretty pricey. But so is Apivar. So I don't know. I don't think I'd use it again. I'll go back in 14 days, pull all the cardboard out of every one of them, and probably toward October, maybe I'll just zap them with some oxalic acid. That's what I'll do. Gonna kind of mix up my regime a little bit. With oxalic acid, I've used double dose, and every 5 to 7 days, depending when I can get to them. For 4 weeks. That's a lot of work, but it might pay off, because I don't know about this. This is kind of concerning. Let's move on to the Apiguard and see what it looks like. Guys, unfortunately, that was only about 3/4 of a scoop. Let me get the next frame over. I'm in the brood, so that's all the brood right there. That'll get what we need. A lot of flying bees in this. So I shake them to the corner and get that rest of that scoop out of there. That's a 1/4 scoop. That'll make up for that I lost. We got about a half a scoop in the first one. So we got a little more than we need, but more isn't gonna hurt. Let's put this hive together because we got storms out. We got some serious lightning happening. I'll shake these bees in a minute. They're pretty upset with this rain moving in, I can tell you. We accomplished what we needed to. Let's get in. Ooh, they're mad. Gotta go. We'll shake them at the house. Let's go. Still recording, guys. I'm running in from that lightning. We got a nice thunderstorm moving. It's been all day like this. Rain, sun, rain, sun, rain, sun. Hot, humid, nasty, chaotic. Trying to make it happen. Just trying to make it happen. Well, alrighty, guys. Oh man, I got caught in a thunderstorm. We had a doozy just come through. That's the biggest one today. We've had like 3 of them. Alright, so I'm looking at these bees. I counted the bees from the hop guard sample. It was so hard to get that many, and I counted them out. That's only 200. Actually, slightly less than 200. So that's a problem. Obviously, I did not get the full 300. I had to go in and do it twice off of 2 frames, just like the ones you saw out there. Something is weird with that colony. It's got eggs. It has a queen, obviously, if it's got eggs, normal eggs. It's got normal brood, no drone brood, anything like that. The problem is it's just very runny. Like, they're not covering the frames. It was hard. They were spread out through the whole colony. Hard to find one frame with 100 bees on it. So very unusual situation. Don't know if it was the hop guard. Don't know what it was. Obviously, around the hop guard strips, no eggs, nothing like that. You could see they just didn't like that area. Just like with apivar or any other strips, you know, that's how it's been always with them. And the count was unacceptable, so not good. So only 200 bees, that puts us at almost 2% then, maybe 1.5, 2%, give or take. It doesn't matter. There were 3 mites for 200 bees, and so that's more than 1 mite per 100, meaning we're more than 1%. Not much more, but still more than we want. So did it knock it back slightly? I thought I'd gotten a 1/4 cup on the first scoop, and then on the second one I got a 1/4 cup, I thought. Obviously I did not. So there's only 200 bees there. So I moved over to the apivar guard. I got this sample right here. It's been sitting for the last hour. I shook it and shook it and shook it, and still the same thing. So this is what we got. I'm hoping you can see it. It's dark out here with the storm, and I got lights on, but there's 2 mites in there. So the apivar guard cut it in half. You saw on that one I had to get 2 scoops of bees. Now I'm sure there's got to be 300 in that one, because I got I probably put over 300 in there. I almost got a full scoop on the second go around. They were sketchy. They were spread out a lot too. Maybe it's these treatments, I don't know. Maybe it was the heat, the rain, I don't know. We got a halfway knockdown on that. So I'm thinking on the apivar guard, the 3rd dose, doing a 3rd half dose, doing a 3rd 25, what is it, grams? 50 grams? I don't know, whatever it is. It's the packs come in 50, you do half, which is 25. The guys with the syringes are doing 25 with the syringes. I'm thinking you buy a bucket in bulk, you save the money in buying it in bulk, depending on what the shelf life is on it. You go out there and you shoot three shots at 25 a piece for 3 weeks, and you get them all. I don't know. Okay, folks, quick voiceover here, just an old video. But anyway, I'm listening and watching as I edit. And the thing is, both of the treatments worked, okay? I'm liking the apivar guard, but what I just said there was different breakdowns of how to use it. It's technically, according to instructions, supposed to be used 50 grams twice after 7 days, 2 times. I'm doing 25 after 7 days. So in the end, I'm doing a dose that's not quite enough. So that's why I'd have to do 3. But I don't want to do them too long, because it does shut the queen down. As far as the hop guard, look, it worked. I'm not going to say it didn't work. It did work. It was just very messy, and a second dose definitely would have probably worked. Problem is, it would have been a lot more money. So price wise, I think I can do a different treatment for less. I went out today and did some, and it's been a week or so since this video, and I checked some mite counts in the yard in town, and guess what? One mite, two mites, you know, I'm less than 1% on most of them. So hey, everything is working out good. It did work. It's just it needs a second dose on the hop guard, and it just would have cost a lot more money. So I'm thinking there's cheaper ways to do it. So there you go. That's kind of what I'm saying. I just wanted to clear it up because I thought about it as I was watching and editing this video and uploading it. And look, the Apiguard, hey, I'm all over that stuff. I just need to figure out maybe a little bit more than half, doing it twice, and try to get closer to that 50 grams, and I'll be set. It worked really good, and the tub is very cheap for what I could use. So there you go. Just wanted to explain that real quick. What I know is I will not use hop guard again. It was a disgusting mess. I did find putting it into a Rubbermaid this time around and keeping my paper towels out, opening 5 hives at one time, throwing them in. But again, I was only putting in one strip in the top just to finish off what I had left because I might as well use them up. But I don't have a warm fuzzy. I don't have a warm fuzzy with that. I have used OA for lots of years now, even before, I think I told you already before, it was really even approved in hives at all in the US. It's always done well for me. It's just a lot of work, a lot of weeks, a lot of time. It drags out. The hop guard is definitely terribly messy. It smells bad. The bees absolutely hate it. What else? I didn't find small hive beetle larvae under the things. That was good. Somebody mentioned they were finding that, and I have beetles here and there, so I didn't find that. I was looking for that. That concerned me, but we didn't see that. But I paid $250, and that was on sale. Normally that batch that I put out would cost me $300. Double that, $600. That's a lot of money, and I'm glad I didn't do the whole thing. Maybe if I would have got a better kill. Randy did get a better kill with a second dose in his little research, but yeah, I don't know. What I can tell you is I don't have a warm and fuzzy right now. I can't easily, I got enough Apiguard to go back on those Apiguard hives and do a third dose on those. Maybe I will do that. But hop guard, it's out. It's out for me. I didn't see enough for what I paid versus what I could have got with Apivar or even Apiguard. I didn't see the results I wanted to see. It was a hectic day. It was the bees were just ferocious over there, trying to get them on. I could not shake them into that tote. I've never seen that before, where you can't shake bees down into a box or a tote or something, and the nurse bees just hang out and crawl. I would turn around and they would all be gone. A lot of flying bees, not many nurse bees. Did it do something to the nurse bees? Did it shut down the brood cycle? What did it do? What happened? I don't know. It doesn't say that any of that kind of stuff will happen. Obviously something's going on. I'm just going to leave them alone. Put strips back in everybody in the top. We'll see what happens. Alright guys, well look, it's been a hectic day. I was running crazy trying to beat the rain, and just kind of concerned about some of my colonies. The numbers looked knocked back a little bit, and bees all spread out as I was going through and pulling them. Others looked fine, but just hoping we didn't do any damage with that hop guard, and that everything went well. As far as the Apiguard, I did not see a problem. Two of the colonies I put it on, very, very strong colonies, and they're still loaded with bees. No problem with absconds or pushing them out or anything. So I am pleased with that. So doing a third dose of that might be the trick. Alright guys, well I'm going to call it a day. I appreciate all y'all watching. I hope you guys are all doing well. Hope your bees are doing well. It's Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike, and I do bees. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and may God bless you. We'll see y'all later.